Hello, this is Manesh Patel from the EII Capital Group. This is a weekly Ichimoku analysis for the currency Forex market. Today is October 17, 2010. Let's begin. Normal procedures. Just our disclaimer to state this is for educational use only. All charts are either in Thinkorswim TradeStation or freestockcharts.com. Also, music is from Guitara. Here are my contact details. You can follow us on Twitter at Ichimoku Trading. Okay. Let's go straight to our heat map. Remember that on the heat map we have a rating system where 5 to 8 is being bullish, -5 to -8 being bearish, where -8 and +8 are the extremes. Okay, we give you two time frames, a daily and weekly. Reason why is a trend trader, intraday, or scalper, whatever may be the case, you want to follow the trend unless you're a counter trend player. So based on the rating system, you could determine whether that currency is at its extremes or getting to extremes or beginning to get into a bullish or bearish mode. For example, if you look at the Euro USD right now, you have a 3 and an 8. So this is basically, there's conflict there. Weekly's weak, but the daily is very strong. So you can look at the charts to see if the daily is influencing the weekly or the weekly is influencing the daily. If you look here, Australian USD is at the extreme, so it's extreme bullish. So is New Zealand USD is extreme bullish. US Switzerland is extreme bearish. US Yens are extreme bearish. If they're at their extremes, so you definitely don't want to enter them. You're more in the counter trend mode, believe it or not. Because if they're the extremes, both at the weekly and daily, they pretty much have taken off already, and you're too late to the game. If you look here, Australian yen, you could see there's conflict among all the time frames. Euro pound, there's conflict there. There's conflict on all the time frames there. And if you scroll down, you can see the extremes. Australian CAD and New Zealand. Australian New Zealand is bullish, where it seems like the daily is now starting to influence the weekly and so forth. Okay, so let's go look at the charts, because that's where we get a very clear picture exactly what's going on. Let's go look at Euro USD first from the weekly perspective. If you look last week, we pretty much closed right at the inside the cloud, but we did hit the high right at the top of the cloud. This week we pretty much penetrated out of the cloud, got to our next resistance level, touched it, bounced off it, and closed right within the cloud again. That's signs of maybe we're getting to a top on this bullish counter trend mode based on this trend going down. But we got to wait and see exactly what happens. But right now, since we're in the cloud, we're neutral. The Chicago's in the cloud, which is neutral. That's killing your momentum, bullish momentum. And it's got a pretty thick cloud, too. So I doubt if this thing's going to keep on going longer. We're expecting a pullback. Okay, so we're kind of expecting a pullback to either here or the Tinkinson. And then the key question is what's going to happen at that point. So we're expecting a pullback sooner or later. If you look at the daily time frame, you could see that we've yet to close below the Tinkinson at all. So this thing is still very, very strong, and we have to wait for that to occur. Until that occurs, there's no counter trend mode at all for this currency at all. So we have to wait and be patient. Last week on Twitter, we said start looking for counter trend. Reason why is we saw for the first time price kind of hit the Tinkinson. So now we're like, okay, let's start looking for counter trend opportunities for this. Okay, so let's go look at another currency pair. If you look at US Yen, that's another currency pair that's been going for a very, very long time. And you can see this thing's still going very, very strong. It's been over a 900 pip movement since its break on the cloud, and still going very strong to the downward side. It's even broken a 1.27 Fibonacci retracement a lot of people look for. So this thing is still going strong to the downside. There's not much we could say there. Really need this thing to close above the Tinkinson in order to start looking at any counter trend opportunities for the US yen. Okay. US Switzerland, same thing, same boat. It's been in a bearish mode. It's getting very close and now starting closing above the Tinkinson on the daily, but yet to be there at all. If you look at the weekly, it's still very, very strong. Cajunson's going for the cloud, but it's getting ready to pop out of the cloud very, very soon. Okay, let's go look at Australian CAD. Same scenario. This thing's very strong going to the top side. It got to a resistance level of 1.0001, so it's pretty much at par right now. Question is what's going to happen here. It's going to be interesting, but if you look at the daily time frame, it's still very strong. It's kind of stuck here. It kind of poked its head out. Got a lot of people thinking long again. and then it closed right below the resistance level. So, wait and see, but this kind of looks like it may have reached the top Friday, but we have to wait and see to confirm that by price starting to actually move down, but the signs look like it's there. Okay, let's go look at pound USD. If you look at pound USD, let's go look at the weekly time frame. You could see that it basically broke out of the cloud. The one problem is this future cloud is yet to be bullish, and also the Chicago is now out of the cloud, but it needs a big push up. So it looks like it's going to consolidate a little more here before it actually gets any bullish momentum on as far as the weekly time frame is concerned. If you look at the daily time frame, you can see it broke its resistance level, and then it went to the next resistance level, hit that, bounced off that, and kind of closed below this main one here. That's not a good sign at all. However, it's still very, very strong bullish because of the indicators, but we have to be patient, wait and see what happens in this guy. Okay, this is kind of deadly because it could go either way on that one. Australian USD. If you look at Australian USD, it's still very strong going to the top side. And I mean, there's nothing to say. It's still very strong going up. It broke for its resistance level here on a weekly time frame, went to another level. So we gotta wait and see what happens in this guy, but it looks very strong going forward. We are expecting a pullback to happen because prices escaped the Tinkinson, where you kind of want it to be very close to it, and there really hasn't been any pullbacks if you look at the color of the bars. So we're expecting a pullback sooner or later on this guy. Okay. Let's go look at Euro Pound real fast. If you look at Euro Pound, it crossed over the Kijun-sen. It was bearish. It crossed over it, basically went above it, and now we're expecting a pullback. It's broken this resistance level and trying to get to the next one, but we kind of expect a pullback sooner or later. May get to this guy before it pulls back, but we're kind of thinking that it's going to pull back very, very soon, especially to get the Chicago in here and cause some consolidation. So be patient, wait for your opportunities, and make sure that the opportunities come to you. You don't go start chasing the market. Okay. Have a good trade. Have a good week trading. This is our weekly Ichimoku analysis for the currency markets. Please provide us feedback if you want to see some other currencies or would like us to give it into something more.